We're kicking off a new series of interviews this morning, speaking to companies who are really going the extra mile for their employees. It's fitting for Ramadan, but it's also very in keeping with this year's Year of the Community as well. And of course, we're looking at it from a business angle, looking at whether doing the right thing by your staff has a business payoff. We're actually going to start off, though, by checking in with a company that we spoke to just over a year ago, when following a management-led buyout of its equity, so taking control back, they became significant majority shareholders as a result. GymNation started offering equity to its wider management team. That was the end of February last year, so we're going to see how it's all gone. We are joined by Loren Holland, who is founder and CEO of GymNation. Loren, hello, it's nice to speak to you again.
Hi, good morning, Brandy. Thanks for having me on the show.
Remind us why a year ago you decided to start giving equity to some of your staff.
Yeah, so it's always been part of our sort of ethos for the business that we want the real leaders of the business, the management team that are helping to grow and deliver such an exceptional product and service, to actually be equity holders and shareholders in the business alongside the founders. We believe that sort of cements the right culture in the business and ensures that the staff and the key staff are fully aligned with our long-term strategy and not just making short-term decisions in the interest of a monthly salary check.
So what percentage in equity have you now given to those working with you?
So over 15% at the MBO, which you mentioned, was distributed to kind of the key members of staff who are driving the growth of the business. And we've got a further 5%, which will be shortly distributed as well to other key new hires.
How far into the company are you taking it? Because I know you started off with sort of the wider management team. How far has that gone?
So far, we've got around 10 people who've been included in that, and that's excluding the founders of the business. As things grow, we're always open to distributing it even further. The last sort of year since the MBO has been a real transformational year for us. We've doubled the size of the business in the last 12 months, and importantly, we've penetrated into the Saudi Arabia market, where we've now got 6 facilities. So as we grow more and more, there's a requirement to recruit better staff and key hires. So as we do that, we're delighted to bring those people into the equity and have them fully aligned alongside the founders.
Does it work, or how does it work as a recruitment tool? Do you think it impacts the quality of people that you do get?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It does. So, I mean, we're about to announce, certainly in the next, I think, 2 days, probably one of the industry leading creative marketing directors. And one of the key fundamental aspects for him joining and relocating from London to work with GymNation in the Middle East was the fact that he would be a shareholder in the business. So we're already seeing it help us to both recruit the best, but then importantly, retain the best. You know, a lot of our key management members are expats, like many people in this country, but being shareholders in GymNation means that they see the long-term future with the company and here in the Middle East as well.
Other than just knowing on paper that you own a bit of the company, and that if you were to ever sell it, go public, whatever, they would get a slice of that, what does it give them on a day-to-day basis? Does it give them voting rights, more of a say in how the company is run?
Doesn't necessarily give voting rights, but I think what it does is it absolutely aligns everybody in the business behind the long-term strategy for the company. So rather than working on a sort of month-to-month basis where you're focused on short-term bonuses and short-term KPIs, what it does is it brings the whole of the management team to the long-term 5-year vision of the business and gives everyone that horizon. And as you mentioned, it means everybody then is fully incentivized and one day will have a significant payday in line with the success of the business.
Have you brought in profit share in that now when you've structured it?
No, at the moment, we're not distributing any dividends. We're a high growth business. So all of the cash which we generate gets recycled and reinvested back into growth. We opened 10 gyms last year and invested just over $15 million. So at the moment, there's no opportunity for dividends, but maybe further down the track. Although, to be honest, I kind of hope it isn't, because the more we grow, the more we'll just use our internal cash. The actual capital event will come through a big equity event, be it a listing or some sort of private equity deal in the next 3 to 5 years.
Do you think it has made a difference to your bottom line, a tangible difference?
Oh, absolutely. I think in the short time frame since this equity scheme was put in place, we've seen the culture of the business change and the behaviour of the sort of senior management team. Everybody's now transfixed on that long-term growth, on the absolute strategy of the business and how we can fundamentally grow and achieve our potential across the GCC. As I mentioned, it's just absolutely aligned the whole senior management of the business with that long-term strategy, and that's now showing up in that bottom line.
How do you make sure, though, that that goes down the chain, that there isn't, I don't know, maybe even resentment from those who don't have the equity stake? How do you make sure that that positivity goes all the way to the gym floor?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think what it's done, though, is it's built a culture of people who maybe aren't in the scheme at the moment, but striving and working hard to demonstrate their value add to the organisation, and then wanting to get into the scheme and sort of get into the senior management team, because everyone has seen that equity get distributed now. There's full transparency then as well around what everyone's equity is worth. We do sort of quarterly and annual valuation exercises and share that with the team. So it's really driving the right culture of people wanting to progress within the organisation and demonstrate their value add.
Very quickly, what advice would you give to anyone else who was thinking of doing this with their company?
Yeah, I couldn't recommend it more, to be honest. And I think it's very common within a lot of tech businesses who obviously distribute equity quite widely to their team. It's less common in traditional industries such as our own. But for us, it's been a real fundamental. We'd wanted to put this in place for 3 years, and it was only upon completing the MBO about 14 months ago that we were able to. But since then, it's just been exceptional. So couldn't recommend it more. And anyone can reach out to me if they want to take a reference or discuss it further.
Well, thank you very much for that. Very much in keeping with our new interview series this morning of going the extra mile, not just for your employees, but for other companies and offering to help them as well. Loren Holland, founder and CEO of GymNation, thank you for your time.